Welcome again to This Week in Gaming with a Slightly Salted Squad. Thanks for joining us today, May 15th, for a jam-packed episode, episode 27, where we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct that happened today, Take-Two updates, PlayStation State of Play that happened last week, and the upcoming Oculus Quest release, as well as a ton more news today. As always, we appreciate you watching or listening, whether it be live at twitch.tv/Slightly Salted Squad, or later on YouTube, or your favorite podcast network. If you haven't yet, please check us out on Twitter and Instagram for our routine news and updates and general shit posts. If you want to support us, click those follow, subscribe buttons, or check us out on patreon.com/Slightly Salted Squad if you want to support us. Or you can just follow the links below if you're at twitch.tv/Slightly Salted Squad. But most importantly, if you want to actually play with us, make sure you check out our official Discord, which you can link to from below. That's enough of that. As always, I'm John at Force Inept.
I'm Mike at Sresh.
I'm Deion at Super Nerd Fresh.
So is there anything you guys want to cover before we start?
No, I think we're ready to get started.
Cool.
Good job covering.
Let's get into the news. And once again, we start with awful Anthem. Although not super directly related to Anthem this time, just kind of impacts of Anthem. Last week, we talked about how some developers from Anthem were leaving BioWare, not leaving BioWare, but leaving Anthem to focus on Dragon Age 4. And at that time, I think it's like while we were talking, some news was breaking about EA, how they want to change development and release strategy, all that stuff. So EA CEO Andrew Wilson, actually, we're going to be talking about a few CEOs tonight, but Andrew Wilson quote saying, "The reality is it's not just an EA challenge, it's an industry-wide challenge. You're moving from what was initially a BioWare game, which would be somewhere between 40 and 80 hours of offline play, to 40 to 80 hours of offline play plus 100, 200, 300 hours of Elder game that happens with millions of other players at scale online." Goes on to say, as games have gotten bigger, that system isn't working as well as it has done in years gone by. So what you should expect from us is that it's not just about changing the development process in the game. It's not just about changing the QA process in the game, although both of those things are being changed dramatically inside our organization right now, but it also comes down to changing how we launch games. So they're going to be testing soft launches. It comes how they communicate with players and marketing. So does that mean Anthem's dead?
First off, yes, Anthem is absolutely dead. But also, like, I feel so they did the open alpha, or sorry, the closed alpha for Anthem months ago. They got players playing the game. They got those players' feedback, and I feel like when we played the open beta, it was the same exact game. It was the same thing. They hadn't adjusted anything, and so yeah, you could talk about changing how you release games. That's fine, but if you're not taking into consideration the people's feedback, and then you're acting completely shocked when nobody likes your game, that's on you. Like, you have to be receptive of what people are actually telling you. I don't mean that, let the people dictate how your games are developed or everything about your game, but if there's easy wins, or people are telling you, look, this is a showstopper for me, it doesn't matter how you release the game, you need to be fixing those things.
Yeah, the closed alpha, or whatever it was, yeah, private alpha, private beta, whatever it was, immediately rang true for when I wrote this article too. So the beta I kind of get. I think more people maybe had visibility to that, but when we played the alpha, like, I wasn't even that interested in the game. I thought, okay, it feels really good, but it seems super bare bones. That was the feedback. Beta came, the open beta. Granted, that comes right before the game and hard to maybe change too much stuff, but it's like, that was the same thing as the alpha.
It was.
And, like, literally the same thing as the alpha. So, what did you change?
Yeah,
I don't know.
well, I know particularly I gave feedback about the menu system, and I know that's been one of the biggest points of contention, but I could not have possibly been the only person to give that feedback during the alpha. So they had, it was 60 days between the private alpha.
I think at least.
Time and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's enough time there to make a change, and I'm speaking from experience, right? I am a software development manager. I have had to pivot last minute to make the changes. It's not easy. It's uncomfortable, but it's possible. And if that's what's going to be the deciding factor between success and failure, you got to do what you got to do.
I'm gonna remember you saying that, by the way, that we can pivot easily.
I said it's
not a problem. Not a problem at
That's
all.
on
Easy.
recording.
Clipped. Yeah. Deion, any thoughts on? I mean, is this
No,
gonna change anything? Like, really?
I don't really think so. I mean, I think there was a lot that they need to look at in terms of Anthem. I mean, just one of the things that was just cannibalizing against their own marketplace and their own games and release schedules. I mean, that was a big part of it as well. Yeah, I mean, they say a couple things, making sure that they want to mimic what the mobile space is a little bit in terms of testing things in soft launches. So maybe we'll see that in the future, but I don't know. I do feel like they did the beta testing. I felt like there was communication there as far as what gamers wanted. So I think that if there was anything, it was more of the pre-planning of what they expected versus like the testing and the launching that they stated was wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that he states this as in there's a single player versus the story and online, games as a service type model. But you don't need to do that model. I feel like his statement's almost like, yes, that's how it has to be now. But then you look at God of War and
Right.
Spider-Man
Right.
and even Days Gone. Not obviously as successful as the other ones, but it's like, here's a giant, lengthy game that is single player only. That's it.
Yeah, but that's only successful if you want to collect $60 one time and never make any more money, which is certainly
Very
not
true.
what EA's about.
Very true. And actually, that builds perfectly into the next topic. So thank you, Mike. About Take-Two Interactive. So investors are re-rating the game's business. So GamesIndustry.biz had an interview with evil overlord and well-known villain CEO Strauss Zelnick.
Dude looks like a villain.
He looks like a villain. His name is villainous. And I'm not gonna lie, I googled him for images for the YouTube image that we're gonna use. Be careful googling it. You get a lot of shirtless photos of him. Not sure why that is, but
Because he's a villain?
I guess so.
That's
He's
true. That goes hand in hand with villainy.
Yep.
Never mind. I'm not gonna get into politics. That's about right. So.
Don't do it.
Comments there. I don't want to see shirtless. Okay. Back to the evil guy. CEO Strauss Zelnick was interviewed about their kind of stock dipping down investors. He said, we're re-rating the entire sector months ago. He said he thinks it came from investors or some companies thinking about this business as though it's a software as a service or games as a service, as we've been talking about, but actually all three of us work for a software as a service company, really. Business with an inextricably upward sloping curve in terms of results. Software as a service, you want to continue that momentum. You keep people on, you keep billing them, you get more people, you keep billing more. It says, and of course, we're an entertainment business, which means the results will be driven by the quality of our release schedule. Recurrent consumer spending has been a terrific thing for our business because it's a reflection of the fact that our consumers are more and more engaged, and the fact that our recurrent consumer spending for the fiscal year was up 20% year over year and 39% of total spending. That's great news. So definitely makes a comment that, yeah, especially for investors, software as a service, games as a service, that's not a dead thing. It's something we need to take advantage of as we can. But ultimately, it is entertainment based, and it depends on how quality your deliverable is, which I think goes almost contrary to EA's point, where they're like, yeah, we should be doing these soft launches and making sure we essentially live test it out until it's a good product and string it along, versus the villain Strauss Zelnick's comments, which go to support really the success of like God of War and Spider-Man and stuff like that are these amazing deliverable games that prove it with their results. So I never thought I would agree with such a villainous figure, but I think I completely agree. And actually I'm pretty surprised by that, with, granted, Take-Two owns like Rockstar and stuff like that, so they're obviously well known for very good deliverables. I will give them that. But those games as a service like GTA 5 Online, Red Dead, which we're going to be talking about in a little bit, Red Dead Online, like how they're trying to focus their time on that. So,
but think about true game as a service type games, and then think about games like Rockstar, right? Like there is quality content. I've sunk hundreds of hours into GTA 5 and into Red Dead without ever going online. Like they're able to stand on their own. And so to that point, entertainment is first. It has to be. Yep. And then people will spend money as long as they're having a good time. As opposed to those other games that are like, I'm only going to be successful if people are spending money, so please buy stuff.
Right. Yeah, they've definitely, to Mike's point, they've definitely know where to teeter that line. And they've also had it where they'll throw out their online content first, like main campaign, play that. You're fully into the game. It is not a knock that multiplayer is better than the campaign. They got you fully involved, and then they just layer on things on top of the online platform. I mean, they really knocked that out in terms of. I think that's one of the best methods in which to do it, where you are leveraging both and not just like, oh, here's the side content. We'll just keep flushing it out until it turns right. Like that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, that's a good point. GTA 5 launched initially without online. It was actually some time later before that ever successfully launched. Red Dead was, probably a month and a half?
About a month and a half, and then it's beta period for, however long.
Still technically beta, and then we'll talk about that. It's coming out of beta finally, like over 6 months later. So, real quick, other Rockstar news, since we're talking about Take-Two. Rockstar spends, I was a little surprised, only $8 million for, now I'm blanking on the name, Trueba Interactive. So a studio that's worked on Halo, Forza Horizon, Payday 2. It's an India-based developer, one of the oldest and largest. It has 300 people. That's why I was very surprised it was only $8 million. But it is India, I guess. So that goes along with that one. So bought from Starbreeze, which has been hurting and struggling and probably going under. But this was saved by Rockstar investing in them. So
pretty cool.
Yeah, just a little note there. But then back onto their online focus, Rockstar Red Dead Online. So this is actually from RockstarGames.com. So they are finally bringing Red Dead Online out of beta, and they're adding poker. They're
finally
missions.
Play poker. Oh
Yay! Can finally play poker with each other, which seemed like such an easy thing. Like it's in the main game. It seems like something you would want to do with friends. Why would that not be in there?
Yeah.
But
original Red Dead had it multiplayer ready to go.
Did it? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I knew you could do side games. I guess I never realized poker.
That's how I learned how to play poker, by the way.
That explains it.
It was original Red Dead because there was a trophy for it for beating somebody online, and so I did it that way.
That's amazing.
Motivation,
amazing.
Kids.
So yeah, new missions, content, all this stuff, and I'm sure Deion is most excited for this summer, in more updates to come that they don't specify, role play.
Oh shit, boys!
Yeah,
time to get your cowboy hats and boots.
Yeah, so they say, actually, shoot, maybe it's not at this point. But yes, roleplay will be coming in the summer updates as well as other things. So obviously GTA 5 has had a massive resurgence, especially on Twitch. You can probably look at the top played games on Twitch right now and see it. But GTA 5 roleplay, which I was thinking about this earlier today. I've played D&D for a long time now. Holy shit, like 13 years with like pretty much the same group of guys, and we do that at least once a week. I've had other sessions here and there, but I've really never gotten into the role play type games like GTA or what was when you played for a while, Deion?
I mean, I did a lot of Arma.
Yeah, that's what it was. So, I don't know. Are you excited about this? Is this going to get you into Red Dead Online?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it will. I mean, the update alone definitely gave me the, we should definitely play it together, right? And just explore with the new update of everything. For role-playing purposes, so it's interesting, right? So Rockstar has still always had their stance of being really like in terms of PC and modding, like they're not a Bethesda, right?
Right.
And even though it's been a resurgence, it's interesting that they're doing this because like the mod that enables role playing for GTA 5 is not supported by Rockstar.
Right.
And some of the mods, like if they find it on your account, will ban you. So it's interesting now that they're doing this as a way to kind of leverage that. And they're probably more open because it's like it's not PC, so they don't feel as compromised as they do when their game's on PC.
That's a good point.
But yeah, I mean, I'd check it out just for shits. It's funny because you role play that way with D&D, and I haven't done that, but like I do this type of role play. So yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I think the update has a lot to offer, and though I think it should have been given to us faster than it is now. Like we should have got this sooner when the hype was more there.
Agreed.
I'm still interested on seeing how that's going to play out.
Mike?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I absolutely loved Red Dead Redemption 2. Sunk a lot of hours into it. I did play on a RP server for a while, World of Warcraft days, way back when, and I obviously frequent Dungeons and Dragons, so RP's kind of my thing. I like to be a character and act as though, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think I'll have a lot of fun with it.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. And yeah, kind of like Deion said, just for the actual coming out of beta update for it too. I'm interested. Yeah, I wish it would have been right at launch or whatever because we played it a little bit and just weren't having that much fun with it. But curious to see how it goes.
I heard it's only a 62 gig patch too, so if you start downloading now, it'll be ready by Thursday.
That's day one. Day two, though, you have to download 100 gigs.
Right. Day two patch.
Speaking of patches, Days Gone. I'm only saying that because it's had like 8,000 patches already. Interesting little article over at Forbes about why Days Gone sales are so much better than its reviews. So, still not a huge seller by the standards of like God of War and Spider-Man and stuff like that. It's doing very well for itself. It's actually one of the top selling games in Japan, oddly enough. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because oh, damn it, now I'm going to blank his name. Anyways, top sales in Japan. It's doing fairly well in the UK still. Granted, kind of slightly lower sales weeks overall. But still doing well, considering the Metacritic reviews are sitting at 8.0 user score. 72 by the critics.
It's not that bad. I mean, that's just
it's
an okay game, solid game.
And somebody asked me what my thought of it was, and I literally said, it's like an 8. It's, it's fun. I haven't had...
It owns it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I haven't had all the bugs that a lot of the reviewers had just because I have been slow to play it, so they've patched a lot of shit since then. I haven't felt that super connection to the characters yet. I think that's probably the biggest drawback I have for it right now. But it's a solid game. I mean, yeah, it's not God of War, it's not Marvel Spider-Man, but it's... I'm trying to think of a shitty game I played recently. It's not Fallout 76. It's not Anthem. Shit.
There you go.
There we go.
Wow,
Do you think any of the popularity in Japan and the UK of it is due to just the game itself, or just like I have this feeling that like in America we're kind of we're getting past The Walking Dead, and maybe in Japan they don't feel that way, or maybe in the UK it's not the same way. What do you think?
So the name I couldn't just think of, and now I remember it, is Kojima. I'm not sure how I forgot that name. But Kojima, considering, Death Stranding coming up and having Norman Reedus in it, and then this character is basically Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. I was curious, like, is there, that just fascination with American tattoos and motorcycles and crossbows? Like, is that, I think that's probably what America is to the Japanese who... superior technology and everywhere. I don't know. It sounds like it though. Also, apologies everybody if you can hear squeaking. That would be my dog in the other room, somehow squeaking that loudly.
Super sweet.
Yeah, so just found that interesting that it's selling well. The reviews are meh, but it's still doing well for itself. So kudos to them, and Sony is at least hitting some of the marks it needs to. So good for them. Let's see. Next, Division 2, Dark Hours. This raid comes out, which I was super confused, comes out tomorrow. I loaded this last night briefly just to kind of do some random missions. I just had a few minutes to play. And they gave me like a mission to go talk to the guy to do the raid. So I thought it like released early, something like that. But you can, I guess, go to the guy and he'll tell you to do the raid, but then that's it. Like you can't actually go do it. So once you are World Tier 5, you're level 30 or World Tier 5, there's a helicopter outside of the base of operations, a White House. You can go there, and you cannot matchmake for an 8-man raid, Operation Dark Hours. So this is kind of blowing up today. People griping about it. I know it is Pharaoh in the chat because I know he had some strong opinions about it. Essentially saying, hey, just join a clan if you want to raid, because that's what you should be doing if you want to raid. My comment to that is, our clan doesn't have 8 people in it. So there you go. I don't know.
But we're the best 5 people ever.
Yeah. You also need to be gear score 490, which none of us are. So hopefully this weekend or something like that, we can get enough people and try it. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so real quick before we kind of talk on it, it is interesting. This article references an image that Ubisoft showed previously. And the bottom right-hand corner here says matchmaking. Matchmaking is provided for every game activity and difficulty level.
Well, not every game activity.
When we released that, it was every game activity.
Right.
But
it's
not. So they have commented now. Let me scroll down to it. We do understand people have pulled up things we've said in the past about this subject. So here's what it's at in front of me right now verbatim. We decided not to include matchmaking, as we don't think this would make a good gameplay experience for random groups. The raid will test your ability to communicate well, have a good build setup, and will require great teamwork to beat encounters. Which, I don't disagree. I remember doing, which we'll talk about later, vanilla World of Warcraft Molten Core 40-man raid. I would not wanted to have pugged that, or pickup grouped that. Yeah, we had to fill in spots every once in a while, but the main group of that 40-man raid needed to all know their shit and be on the same page. So I get where they're coming from, but at the same time, if we have, for example, 6 or 7 people, and we need 1 or 2 more, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
This is the thing I'm really passionate about, right? Because as a game developer, if I'm providing content to the community and I'm requiring you to be able to, or to need to do things, right? I think we talked about this on our last episode. I need to provide an easy mechanism for you to do it. So if you need to be in a clan to complete this raid, then I need to make it very easy for you to find great clans to be able to join. Or if I need you to be able to have an open forum to find people ready to do the raid, then I should have a forum to do it. I should not have to leave the game and go to Reddit and find a subreddit where people are looking for group and do it there. That's poor design.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed. I think that's just an old school mentality, and yeah, I totally get that. From a standpoint of most gamers, they want to have a specific raid with a specific group, and that's fine. But you can still do that.
Right?
Why not leverage others that don't have 8 people to have this capability? And if the experience isn't the greatest, then that's where the communication piece is important for that group. But you are willing to, it's like you're almost accepting a claim that if I'm going to do that, then I know that some of the consequences maybe I'm going to have some jerk say whatever they want to say or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just,
and it just strikes me as odd because they have matchmaking in every other part of the game. I've matchmaked a few different times for just random missions just to see. Usually I've done them solo and just enjoyed that. It's kind of scales for that. But I I've never had a bad experience. Yeah, not super communicative, but I haven't had any bad experiences. I get this is going to be more complicated and teamwork's and key and whatever, but, well, if that's what it's going to be, let me try it. At least I can try it. Right now, if I wasn't in a clan or whatever, you're making that choice for me. Like, I might have a shitty time, but at least I can try it. Right now, it's, well, you know better than me.
You still do it with a clan if you have a clan,
right?
And the matchmaking is if you don't.
Like, look, Overwatch is better if you are all communicating with somebody on the same team, right? But sometimes you don't have your whole team there, and you still want to play the game.
And then I want to punch the screen, but I'm still playing it. Still playing it.
Yeah.
So Where's the Door says, so this whole thing highlights why I stick with single-player games. I don't have a group to stick with, and I game on and off, and don't want to not be there for my team members if they're playing when I'm not around. That's a valid point. Yeah. Some of us have kids. Some of us have full-time jobs. Some of us are not able to meet a raid schedule the same way we were when we were 21. Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
When I was in high school, I could do 40-man raids of Molten Core. It was great. Now, if you would have expected me to be able to do, like, raids or prep and stuff like that 3-4 nights a week, there's no way. One day a week, maybe, but nope, not. You just can't do that. So, granted, I get 8 people is not the same as 40, but it's still, it's Ubisoft making a choice for the players that I don't think they need to make. That they don't need to enforce that choice. So.
Yep.
Agreed.
Hopefully they fix it. I'm sure the outlash and feedback they have, and they already have a matchmaking system. I can't imagine it's probably that big of a departure to adapt it to be 8 people. Who knows? Maybe it is, but
So the matchmaking system now, are you able to sign up as a particular role? So Deion plays a healer type role. Are you able to say, hey, I would heal?
That's a good point. I don't think so, but at the same time, you can always switch your
it's pretty
specialization.
easy to respect.
Granted, you have to earn points in that and stuff like that. So,
but a lot of the successful matchmaking systems allow you to do that.
Looking for healer,
available to right. Exactly. I can heal, or I can tank, or I can lead. Right. I've done this one before, so I'll take a point on this thing.
Yeah, you look
so maybe that's it, where it's more than just sticking 8 random people together because you have 8 healers. You're just going to be screwed.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, you look at any game that has a quote unquote raid in it nowadays. It has a matchmaking system. It just seems like this was just. I get it seems like it was intentional, but that was just a miss on their part, which is weird because Ubisoft's normally very good and does usually react well. So we'll see. They'll probably react well and whatever. Like they've done amazing stuff with Assassin's Creed with feedback they've received there. So I'm optimistic because it's Ubisoft, but it just seems like that's just a weird miss for them that have been on point with this game this entire time so far.
I have a connection with Ubisoft. I'll reach out to them and see.
Yeah, can you fix that? And get us
some
like 500 gear, please.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Drop it on us.
I'll give them a call.
Be great.
Yeah.
Speaking of games that missed the mark, I'm just jumping here.
All right.
Brand new today, Pokemon Rumble Rush is available for Android Google Play users in Australia. Yep.
Ouch.
Yep.
All 12 of them, huh?
Yes, all 12. Actually, real quick, Where's the Door says, only MMORPG I ever really tried playing was Guild Wars 2, mainly because you don't need a group to play with, Rams to join big battles. Yeah, Guild Wars 2 was a lot of fun. I never got to like the highest tier, but had a great time with that game.
Yeah, I played a lot of Guild Wars 2. Good stuff.
Pokemon Rumble Rush. Super basic tap battle game. I'm going to just keep scrolling down here. They have a little video. So they recorded about the first 9 minutes of the game. So essentially, it just kind of automatically moves you forward from what I read. And then you just tap to attack things. And then you, like, kill them that way. And you get coins. And then you can, like, unlock Pokemon and catch them.
Were you guys familiar with this? Like, I haven't really been following this. Did you know that this was coming? Granted, it's only Australia.
There's rumors about it. It was only like last week or 2 weeks ago, Mike, that it was coming. That there was going to be another Pokemon mobile game, but that was like all there was. So then there was kind of speculation, like, oh, what the hell could it be? Because Pokemon Go kind of set the standard.
Right.
So
Yeah.
this
What
is
was the game? It was like 6 months ago, maybe a little bit more. Ended up coming out on the Switch and then mobile, but it was like it was a similar thing where it kind of like just ran around the room and you would attack the different Pokemon that were in the area, and then there was generally a boss. You had to use the big pot to attract new Pokemon to your camp.
I got nothing on that one.
You played it. I remember you played it. I can't remember the damn name.
Probably. Play a lot of things I don't remember, Mike. Like Fallout 76. Okay. Yeah, so more to come on that one. We'll see when it actually gets to America. There's screenshots and stuff you can check out. It looks just like one of those very super basic tap games that encourages you to spend real money on stuff.
Pokemon Quest.
Pokemon Quest.
It was Pokemon Quest. Yeah, it was the voxel art.
Oh, you're right. I don't think I ever
I
did
know.
play it. These Matos played that, I know. Yes,
Yes, he did.
Good
I thought
call
you
on
did
that.
too.
I'm not sure. I probably saw him play and I was like, nah. But yeah, as I'm the one that's playing Galaxy Heroes where I basically do nothing right now and then have spent some money on it. So,
You and me both.
yeah. Let's see. Next breaking news item, thanks to Deion about 3 minutes before the stream started. Steam Link finally comes to iOS. Surprise, it's been on Android for some time.
Yeah, so it's been on there the last year. So I don't know how we all missed that, but we did.
Yeah.
And then they just recently approved it now for being finally available on iOS. So
yeah,
works on Apple. So that means iPhone, iPad, and Apple TV as well. So that would be interesting.
That's cool. Yeah, so I mean I don't know. I have a Steam Link and a Steam controller. I've used it maybe twice. I got it for like $5 on a Black Friday deal. So, yeah.
I have a Steam Link and Steam Link through my TV, and even hardwired, I can't get the latency down enough to where it's actually fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the problem I had too. And I gave it a try a couple times. I think I was playing Starbound, which you really don't need, like, latency is not a big deal, but even then that was still like,
Yep. Yeah, I was playing Harvest Moon, and that one was okay. And then I tried playing Celeste, and it was just
Ooh,
there was
yeah,
no way.
no way.
No way.
No way on that one.
Yeah, I've been trying to think of what game I can just dedicate to say this is my Steam Link game that like I won't care about the latency. But
Right.
yeah, I can see the annoyance even if it is a game that doesn't require like fast reaction.
Yeah. Let's see. Moving on to some Nintendo news. Over in Japan, Nintendo Switch has already passed PlayStation 4 in Japan, and it has been out for only 2 years versus PlayStation 4's 5 years. Wow. So, yeah. Worldwide, Nintendo's at 35 million. Impressive number. PS4 is at 92 million, so obviously still well ahead worldwide, but found that curious. Obviously, Nintendo, a very Japanese company, but PlayStation.
Super console.
Yeah.
True.
The Japanese
Although
is
not-
very mobile. They're a very mobile country. Everything is about mobile phones, and the Game Boys and the 2DS, 3DS, things like that are very popular out there.
Yeah, so this does go on to say that it's not quite at the same pace as the DS and 3DS, which I should have assumed, but I guess never really thought about that they were just gargantuan sellers in Nintendo, or in Japan, sorry. So, good on you, Switch. We'll see what your new versions, hopefully later this year, will
Holiday 2019.
pull out.
Yeah, a lot of people lining that up with Pokemon. That's a suspicion. The last Pokemon games have lined up with the new releases of certain Nintendo devices, and the sales just rise dramatically because of that. So,
But yeah, because they end up doing like a Pokemon version of it.
Right.
I would buy a Pokemon Switch and give my daughter mine. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty tempting. Be like, hey, girlfriend, you want a Switch?
Yep.
Sure.
same thing. My nephew, same thing. Just waiting.
Just giving out Switches.
And then Animal Crossing too, probably around the same time. But
I'll be too busy playing Last of Us 2 though.
that's what you think. The one I bought you. But I won't have. Continuing with Nintendo today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific / midnight Japanese time, whatever time that is. I don't know what it's called. The Super Mario Maker 2 Direct occurred, and holy shit. Did you guys get a chance to watch this?
I didn't.
No.
Oh my god. There is so much content in this game. So they just rapid fire the entire Direct, which is, I think it's probably about 15 minutes. I'm not actually positive the runtime. About different functionalities in the game. It wasn't even, wouldn't even spend more than like 5 seconds explaining something, and just continued listing new things in this game. So there's the 3D world, so you can have the different 3D world like is being shown here on the video. You have the regular 2D world, similar to Super Mario Maker 1. You have the retro worlds, like that. Actually, there it shows there. Super Mario 1, Super Mario 3. Doesn't do Super Mario 2. Granted, that's pretty drastic, different art style. So all these different styles. You get different night modes, themes of courses, sound effects, music tracks, sound effects for actually like when you hit enemies, you can change individual enemy sounds, you can do different triggers. You've got slopes, which obviously is a big deal for everybody. You got water, you've got gravity effects, you've got different coins. It's just insane how much shit they put in here.
You got Cat Mario.
You got Cat Mario, you got Cat Bowser. And then when you do the 3D world, you get even more effects because you get them from like the new games. So you get the bullet guy coming towards the screen or away from the screen, destroying things. And sorry for the buffering here. I'm not sure what's going on here. Just says thank you for watching.
I'm curious about the multiplayer versus stuff.
Yeah, so there's multiplayer versus, there's multiplayer co-op. You can create your own levels. You get level points or creator points. You can search by those things. You can play locally on a Nintendo Switch. You can have 2 people creating levels at the same time, which is new. You can do the versus. You can do co-op. You get competition points. You can get standings. You can do playlists that are randomly generated. There's 100 plus actual Nintendo they created levels because there's a story mode where you actually build Princess Peach's castle by unlocking coins and buying shit. Like, they just kept going and going and going with all this stuff. And I was like interested in it before. I'm 100% in. I am 100% in from this.
You didn't play the first one, did you?
No, I didn't. So I never had a shitty Wii U or a lovely 3DS, which I do wish I kind of had. But yeah, like just, oh my God, so much stuff. And now squad modes for this.
Yeah.
We're going to have so many opportunities.
Ultimate chicken, cow, horse, dog thing?
Oh my God.
If you playing fucking levels like this, that'd be amazing.
Yes. Whether it's co-op or competitive, because holy shit,
Yeah.
we can make our own levels and then have each other just get wrecked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get wrecked.
So, worth a watch because holy shit, they just keep going. It's, yeah. They have so much stuff. And they have some bundles if you guys are interested. So it's $59.99 because it's a Nintendo game and every single freaking Nintendo game is that. You can buy it for $69.99, so $10 more. You get a year of Nintendo online service, whatever they call it, which is normally $20. So you save $10 there. If you get that and you already have it, because you should have it because you got Twitch Prime, which gets you Prime Loot, which gets you a free Nintendo online for a year, and free subs, which you should give to us or other people, but probably us. If you get that, the year subscription just tags on to what you already have. So, for example, if I decided to get that, I would have 3 years of Nintendo online service. Yeah, kind of insane. Or you can do a $99 version, which gets you this and a voucher code, which is good for any Nintendo game through Nintendo eShop through the end of the year. So it will get you a $60 game, 2 $60 games essentially, for $100. So I wasn't sold on that. Yeah, so I wasn't sold on that at first because I was like, like I already have most of the expensive Mario or Nintendo games that I already want. But then they're like through the end of the year, I was like, oh shit, okay,
Yeah.
I'll probably be getting that then, because I mean,
You get a
Pokemon
freebie,
Sword and
20
Shield,
bucks.
you got Animal Crossing at the very least. I mean, yeah. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm in. June 28th. Yeah, I think I got that right. June 28th is when this comes out. So you can go on, you can pre-order now, of course, and all that stuff. Yeah.
Isidore says he actually got an email about buying 2 vouchers for $100, good on certain games. So I wonder if your voucher will have limitations or not.
Okay, yeah. So I could be mistaken. From what I took on it, it was any of the Nintendo games. Obviously, you'd want to use it. Hopefully, they limit you on it on like the cheaper games, so you wouldn't like waste it. But that may be the case. So it was 2 vouchers. I do remember that. I think it's just like assumed you use one on this game, but I could be wrong on that. Maybe it is just used on whatever games. But, oh yeah. As this came up, so you can have moon levels where everything goes out the window and there's like low gravity. Enemies will be upside down if you're underground. Good things are bad. It's just like fucking all hell is broken loose. I don't know what the point of that is, but
Because why not?
just might as well. They got everything else in this game, so surprisingly excited about that. So there we go. And then on June 8th, they're having a Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational. So before the game comes out, they'll be having that Invitational June 8th. They didn't say what time, but I'm assuming that'll probably be immediately following their Nintendo Direct for E3. So Tuesday, June 8th, the I guess end of the presentations of E3, they'll be having their Nintendo Direct. I want to say it's 9 a.m. Eastern, or 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, but I could be mistaken on that, so check me on that. But then, same day, that Mario Maker 2 Invitational. So, honestly, I think it'll be pretty cool to watch, because I'm sure once the game comes out, you'll be able to play all those levels and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you guys getting this?
I don't know how I could possibly not get it after a sales pitch like that.
Yeah.
Sold it.
That was all from memory, too. I didn't write any of that shit down, and that's how impactful it was on me, because I was like, holy shit. Like, I was watching outside, my dogs were around, my girlfriend's out there, and I'm just watching on my phone, and I just keep reacting to it. She's like, what is going on? I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I didn't expect anything like this from this game, so pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find out more about the Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019 at e3.nintendo.com. Or, if you want more E3 news, you can follow us. Or go to GameSpot, and you can learn all of the games confirmed for E3 2019, which is a lot of them. I know you guys are very excited about Farmers Dynasty in particular. Or
Yeah, Farmer's Dynasty, boy.
even
I didn't think
better,
they were dropping that.
Bee Simulator. Don't know
It's a sequel to Ace. Something like
what you're saying. Is that like
No.
Are there birds in this?
It's a sequel to the Bee movie.
that. Oh,
It's just Jerry Seinfeld making jokes the whole time, and you're flying around as a bee. Yeah, that sounds terrifying, to be honest.
Gosh, that's cool.
But yeah, so some ones, obviously, I think we're all pretty excited about. Anthem, just kidding. Going down the list, Cyberpunk 2077. Duh. Oh my god, can't wait. So excited.
Yes.
Borderlands 3 is about that. We already have a lot of information on that. Dying Light 2. Something excited for that. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Hell yes. Can't wait. Let's see. I know Deion's really excited for Fortnite Summer Block Party. Have that block party with all the 12-year-old boys.
I'm excited for the one underneath it, which is Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite.
Let me break out the Xbox, bro. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Maybe that'll be the first Xbox game I ever buy. I have one. I've never bought a game for it. So
Damn, son.
Maybe we'll see
One
about
thing
that.
I wanted to do, too, I'm still waiting for the announcement on the Halo Master Chief Collection for PC, because I wanted to do like a whole stream on that, but that still hasn't been announced or announced yet for a release date.
No date on that one yet. So
You know, Last of Us 2 is not on this list because they dropping it this year. They don't need to show anything else at E3.
well, Sony won't be at E3.
Right, which is why it's not on this list.
That's another
That's
reason.
another
to the
reason.
First reason
That's
Why?
a
it's not
different,
on.
a different reason than the first one, though. That's just something. That's just something different.
Next
Speaking
one-
of games dropping soon, I just kind of want to wedge this in here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember me talking about Dauntless a couple months ago.
Yes.
The Monster Hunter
I think I
clone.
played it
That's
for about
actually-
15 minutes.
Yeah, it's actually coming to consoles. So May 21st.
cool.
They're releasing it on Xbox One, PlayStation Store. It's already on PC, and it's all through your Epic account, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So I'll probably jump back into it. 'Cause that's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
was
fun.
going to say, I could actually see liking that more on console, which I don't say often,
Yes.
but I think I could. John Wick Hex, if you guys haven't checked that one out, very cool. It's an action game, but not in the way that you traditionally think about it. It's almost like what was it? SOCOM? Not SOCOM.
Oh.
It's where you kind of like plan out,
Then no Psycho.
where you plan out moves and stuff like that. That's SOCOM, right? Or am I?
No, that's XCOM.
XCOM, that's what I'm thinking of. I was like, SOCOM.
I like XCOM though.
SOCOM was PlayStation fucking 2 days. Yeah, so similar to that, where you actually plan out movements and stuff like that. So it's not like that action-packed shooter. It's a very methodical, almost
I like that,
RTS type thing. So it looks really cool. Art style's cool. Monster Hunter World Iceborne, which we'll talk a little bit about the PlayStation. Man, we have a lot of news still to cover, so we're going to hurry this up. Monster Hunter World, going to be a huge one. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, hell yes. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I think that'll be interesting, but meh. Anything you guys are super excited for?
Yeah, I think Ghost Recon's going to be interesting. Just throwing that out there. We can talk about that at a later date, but what they're doing now is like it's a Wildlands 2.0.
Yeah.
And the way that you're injured and you're crippled until someone heals you, but you can't always just get a quick revive. There's a whole thing with different classes and all that stuff. So
That's cool. Okay, so maybe I'll have to keep a lookout for that one.
yeah.
Continuing with E3, not a game confirmed for E3, but Kojima has been tweeting some weird shit. For example, this blurry picture of a screen that says a Hideo Kojima game. Got some God of War statues in front of it, including a piece of himself.
And the coffee cup from episode 3 of Game of Thrones. This is pretty cool.
Man, just throwing all that stuff in there. Looks like video editing software behind him, so I'm assuming it's a trailer that's going to be dropping for Death Stranding, something like that.
Another thing that I won't understand what's going
Yeah,
on.
100%.
Will look amazing.
We're going to beat that game and not know what's going on. But it's interesting because he's kind of like tweeting these things all of a sudden. So clearly there's a trailer in the not too distant future. But PlayStation's not going to be at E3. So maybe there's another state of play coming. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So curious to check out. I would love more information on it. Again, so I can be more confused about the social aspect of the game. But we'll see. Let's see. Going on to Oculus Quest. Comes out next Tuesday, May 21st. Can't wait. Very excited. I hope it's not shitty. But from my hands-on playing with it, it seemed amazing. So very excited for it. And I was even more excited. Star Wars Vader Immortal, so the one I got to demo at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago this year. I got the shirt on right here. Totally intentional. It wasn't at all. Episode 1 of that comes out at release, so May 21st. And it is only $10. I was super surprised by that. Granted, it's like a 45-minute, hour-long story game, and then you got a training area, which, you know, you can continually play over and over, kind of like Beat Saber type
You said
style.
that's episodic, right?
It's episodic. So
Okay, so it's like a $10 chapter type of thing, like
Yeah.
Telltale Games or something like that.
Yep.
So it's VR.
But honestly, I was thinking Oculus. I was thinking Disney. Honestly, Disney, Lucasfilm, ILM, Lab, and being like, well, this is going to probably cost me $30 for like an hour-long game. $10, I was like, hell yes, I'm in. Like, I was getting it regardless, but now I'm just pleasantly surprised. So, pretty excited for that. Unfortunately, won't be able to stream it unless, probably won't be able to stream that, but we'll definitely be talking about that next Wednesday. So pretty excited
So
about
we
that.
can stream it on Sundays, but you just have to explain what you see.
So, oh my god, Vader's up near me. Vader's still here. Also, that I'm sure like super dumb. Okay, continuing on with VR news around the Oculus Quest and Rift with those releases. Super hot, Beat Saber and Moss won't support Oculus Quest cross-buy. So this is getting a little bit of flack from people that currently own Oculus Rift and purchasing Oculus Quest. I'm going to say, luckily, I don't have that problem. Granted, I have all three of these games for the Vive already. So I am going to be buying I will for sure be buying Beat Saber and Super Hot again. Because all three of these games went over massive rehauls, apparently, for the Oculus Quest. I'm going to talk a little bit about Beat Saber separately, but Super Hot and Moss and then Vader Immortal take advantage of that not having a boundary around. Theoretically, I can just continue walking around if I'm in a big enough area to play this game. So Super Hot in particular, I could theoretically walk around the entire level, which apparently was not any small feat for them to essentially redesign that to support that kind of functionality.
That's
so
crazy.
I get that people could be frustrated with it, but at the same time, I mean, you got to support the developers. I mean, they're not going to just do that shit for, the fun of it. So, and the fact that they retooled it for that much is pretty cool. Beat Saber in particular, though, is also going up in price point. So if you guys have a VR system and you don't have Beat Saber, first of all, what have you been doing?
What are you doing?
Why do you even own a VR headset?
Yeah, why? What's the point? But previously $20 and still $20 currently until May 21st, I think it is.
What a coincidence.
I could be assuming that. I'm not sure if they've given a specific date. I'm pretty sure it's... Oh, yeah, just kidding. Yep, May 21st. Coming out of early access, which I didn't even know Beat Saber was in early access.
No.
But it's coming out early access May 21st.
Everything's early access, bro.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be going from $20 to $29.99, so only $30. It'll be more songs / levels, a level editor that will be available only on PC, so you won't be able to do that on PlayStation VR or Oculus Quest or whatever other systems are out there. But more things, excuse me. And they talk about bigger names coming out. So we'll see, what type of artists have signed up for that. So very cool. Excited for them. They've already sold a shit ton of copies for that game, and kudos to them. So
Yeah.
let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to speed it up just for the sake of time.
Yeah.
Outer Wilds. Not gonna lie, I clicked on this game because I thought I was talking about Outer Worlds,
that's where they
which
get
is also apparently an Epic Game Store exclusive. Outer Wilds is now an Epic Game Store exclusive, and apparently backers of that game are not happy. So, yeah, imagine that. No Steam, no buy. T-Gab's not in the chat, or at least not vocal in the chat. We'll see if he comes up. But
No. And we haven't had a good What Up Lampy in like 90 days. So
Yeah.
Deion, I reach out. Make sure he's okay.
what is
yeah,
up, Lampy?
I sent him a text, man. I'm like, where you been? He's like, I'm working like a dog. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
man.
we added him to one of our premium emojis, and he never showed up.
Now he's too famous for us. That's what happens.
Yeah, he's like, I get my custom emoji, I'm out. Done.
I'm out.
On to the next
I never
channel.
even got to use it on him.
So yeah, Epic Game Store. Stealing people left and right. So the battle continues. Okay. Now that we have some ample time for this next one, I'm gonna leave it to you, Mike. Wow.
Yeah, so
Classic.
WoW Classic. Some of you guys may have heard. Blizzard is working on a vanilla version of WoW called WoW Classic. They basically sent a cease and desist to all the old vanilla private servers a while back and said, if you guys want vanilla WoW, we'll give you vanilla WoW. And so give you vanilla WoW they did. WoW Classic's a project we've been working on for about 2 years, maybe a little bit more. For those of you guys who remember our extra live stream, I actually was in the early access beta, and I was able to stream a little bit of this. Very, very strong nostalgia feelings. Really, really love the experience. So, I will absolutely be picking this game up. When are you picking it up? I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. So the beta for WoW Classic actually officially starts today. It's a very small closed beta. The doors open, and it'll be going through July 20th, I think, something like that. If you haven't gotten into the beta yet, that's okay. They're going to be doing 3 larger stress tests. One the weekend of May 22nd, one the weekend of June 19th, and one the weekend of July 18th. So it's not too late. You can go into your Battle.net account. I think it's worldofwarcraft.com/WoW Classic or something like that.
Right here. You can also go in your Battle.net account and go to beta profile settings.
Boom,
Subscribe
exactly,
for
right
World
there.
War
And then just
Warcraft
click WoW Classic. So you guys can get into the beta if you're interested. If you're not interested, then don't do it, because that would be a stupid thing to do. Some important things to note, though. Starting on August 13th, you can actually log into your WoW Classic account and reserve names. So if you guys have names in your original WoW account that you want to make sure you get, you can log in before the game launches on August 26th and reserve your names. You can reserve up to 3 names per account. The other important thing is that your 50-character limit for your World of Warcraft account is actually independent of your WoW Classic account. So if you're some sort of ridiculous fiend, you can have 100 individual World of Warcraft characters. So very, very cool. I'm super excited about this. I've not been this excited for a WoW expansion or otherwise since Burning Crusades. So very cool.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm all torn on this. I was talking to one of my buddies from back home that was there in my heydays of World of Warcraft and stuff like that. Actually, he didn't play WoW with me, but knew what I became when I played WoW. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, talking about raiding Molten Core and all that stuff. So it's such a different game, all games nowadays, compared to what WoW Classic Vanilla was. It was so much slower, and the grind was so much more real. Like I'm not gonna lie though, seeing this image right here makes me want to go back, because I had a Warlock with that Fell Heart armor that's in that bottom right hand corner, and it took me forever to get a full set tier 1 set piece for that, and I had to grind the now I'm blanking the Warlock mount. The Hellsteed, and
Jesus Christ,
it was
like
that. 40 people helping me get that because it was such a pain in the ass. Ragnarok, one of my buddies, T Gebs, if he's in the chat, was like the first guy on our server to have the Thunder Fury, and that was a 40-man raid, routinely assisting him for this one guy to get that one weapon. Yeah, it's just
I remember
such good memories, but I don't have time for that. Holy shit.
Yes. So I'm a little concerned about that too. I think about, the first time I got those tier 1 shoulders on my warrior, and I was just like, yeah!
Right.
But you're right, it is a
Valor.
different game. I can get World of Warcraft right now and grind from 1 to 60 in about 12 to 15 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
Doing that in Classic, you're talking 100 hours, maybe more.
Weeks.
Yeah. So when I played the beta, the early access beta, it was so painful how slow that grind was. I had completely forgot. And not only that, like how underpowered your characters were.
Right.
You know, I now you get on a warrior and you just go and you run around and you pull 8 people and you just cleave, loot, experience, done, move on to the next thing. And in this, you pull one and then another guy comes over and you're like, oh, I'll be all right. You were not all right. You fucking died. It was the worst. So, yeah, I kind of miss it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked too much about price point yet. I know it's included if you have a World of Warcraft subscription.
Right.
I don't know if you get it a la carte or if you have to sort of do the both of them. But
I'll
that's
a
definitely
good point.
picking up for a while.
I hadn't thought about that. So I did hear it was included in the subscription, but yeah, do you need to buy like the base game like you traditionally do, or like with the expansion packs, or not? I'm gonna hope not, but at the same time, they're putting all this effort into it. I would think they would need to have some price point, but they do have a collector's edition of it, which I'm not sure they have a specific release date. I heard it was October though, for $100, and you can get a Ragnarok statue. And I'm not gonna lie, I can't,
amazing.
even if I don't play the game, kind of want to buy that because
That statue looks incredible.
that was like my high school years summed up in one statue. So, yeah, let's see about that. Okay, yeah, so more to come on that. I'm torn, but if you're playing them, fuck, we'll see. I'm trying not to commit to it because there's so many other very good games that a game like this will consume my time, and I'm not sure I can handle that. Especially Borderlands 3 coming out around then. Not Last of Us 2, but other games probably.
I jumped into Division 2 for you, and Division 1.
That's fair. That's fair.
There you go.
Deion,
Just reel 'em in.
any interest?
Yeah, but nah. Like,
Yeah, but nah.
So I just put together Google Docs of all my backlog games because what I would like to do is
Perfect. You got 3 months and 12 days.
similar to how Mike did his Platinum Grind. I want to do something like that with just my backlog games. I had like 60-something games in the backlog.
Damn.
So,
how's that going?
This is just, I mean, I made the list. Okay, that's
Step
where it's
1,
going.
list. Step 2, find time. Shit.
But yeah, I mean, maybe if you guys were on, and I'd give it a shot. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have the same type of connection that you guys. Well, I didn't jump in when everybody else jumped in, though.
Gotcha.
So it's a little different. But I mean, it'd be
Yeah.
cool. I mean, I don't knock it or anything like that. I just have a lot of games in the backlog.
Yeah.
I imagine like Pharaoh Games will play, and there's probably a handful.
Right. Yeah, you get a
Never
nice
win
group.
that'll
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll run a little bit over, but next one should be pretty quick. Rage 2. Meh. Yeah, so that came out officially yesterday. So review embargo dropped Monday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, I believe it was. Metascore of 70, user review of 5.2. It's not great. I'm not gonna lie, I was fairly interested in this game until I asked. Did I ask you, Deion, like, hey, are you going to begin this or whatever? And you said, is there multiplayer? I hesitated, so I Googled it. Rage 1, Rage had multiplayer, so I assumed Rage 2 did. It does not.
No online multiplayer.
No online multiplayer.
So that was just like, for me, that was like, nope.
Yep,
Good.
that pretty much sealed it for me because that was the main thing. I watched some streamers on it today actually playing it. It looks like it's just kind of that like stupid fun stuff. The vehicles look cool, stuff like that. So honestly, this is probably gonna be a game I'm gonna rent. But Bethesda just not hitting the mark again, unfortunately. I feel like if they had multiplayer, it'd be a completely different understanding of the game. But nope.
Yeah.
So come on, Bethesda. Pick up your shit. Let's see. And then the last one, just a giant thing of news, but I just went to a condensed article of it. PlayStation State of Play aired last Thursday. Concerning time, we're going to go through it pretty quick. We already talked about Final Fantasy VII. There's going to be more information about it at E3, but beautiful trailer. It looks like, well, they confirmed again it's episodic, but this all takes place in Midgar from what they showed. It's not turn-based combat like the original Final Fantasy VII, which kind of irks me. I'm hoping there's kind of a mode for that, but looks beautiful. I'm going to get it regardless. No date on it. Hopefully at E3 they'll show more and give us a date. I will pay whatever money they want. Away, you can be this little like flying marmot thing. I don't know what the hell it is. Sugar glider, and you just try to survive in the wild.
What's that game that was like? I think it was announced at E3 last year, where you started as like a primate and you like actually evolved and you went through like caveman times and all that shit.
It might be this one. Because this one had like some urban areas in it, so I'm not sure. Maybe that is.
It reminded me of it. I don't know if it's the same one though. I thought this one was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but there's that. Medieval. It's a remake similar to Crash and Spyro. I feel like it was the runner-up to Crash and Spyro, so I'm personally not super interested in it. Either of you guys?
It was Crash and Spyro for me, and
Yeah.
this one I kind of missed. I don't know.
Yep. So, yeah, I think we talked a little bit about that last week, since we knew that'd be the focus of the state of play. But yeah, they didn't spend much time on it for that being. I thought what the focus was the state of play was going to be. But yeah, I mean, it looks good remastered, but not something I'm ready for. Surprise that I was actually surprisingly interested in Predator Hunting Grounds. So from the makers of, blank on it,
Video games.
the Jason killer
Friday the
game,
13th?
Friday the 13th. There we go. Where asymmetrical says multiple people trying to kill the murderer, where one person's a murderer trying to murder them. That game was, I think it was Ilphonics. I could be wrong on that one. But they created that game and had terrible backing. It was very independent. It was a huge success, so they had a bunch of server problems and stuff like that. Then they had legal stuff about Friday the 13th and all that stuff. Now they're fucking backed by PlayStation. It's a PlayStation exclusive Predator, where one person's a predator, other people are in the jungle hunting the predator, and
Sounds pretty badass.
Oh,
Yeah.
It made it evolve. Did you say that already?
no, I didn't say that already. It's
Yeah.
Ilphonics though? Or am I wrong on that? If you can just check me on that. But
I'll look it up.
yeah, so yeah, I was very surprised. It kind of just came out of the blue for me, like never hearing anything about it, and then there we go, and it's PlayStation exclusive first party. So yeah, that's cool. Curious to see more about it. River Bond, don't care. It's Minecraft hack and slash. And then Monster Hunter World Iceborne. They spent so much time for this 10-minute state of play on Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Granted, looks beautiful. There's a new moose type monster. That's just what I'm gonna call it. And apparently there's more content than the actual original Monster Hunter World. So I know quite a few people are very excited about this, but I don't know. I don't think it's enough to pull me back into it. But
No, it still has a following, those for people who are
Yeah.
still avid players of it. So yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, Mike, any interest? Did you play Monster Hunter World?
I did play Monster Hunter. I had a really hard time with how slow it was. Now, this was coming right off of Horizon Zero Dawn, where you're
Right.
also fighting big creatures, but you're very agile and you're very nimble, and this character is not.
Not that. Yeah.
And then I played Dauntless, which is an Epic remake, like Epic Games remake of Monster Hunter. It's very much a clone, and in that you are very nimble and very powerful, and so that was the experience I was looking for. So I enjoyed Dauntless much more.
I'm sure Dauntless will have some sort of ice world now coming shortly.
Obviously, and you can
Snow
play
World.
Santa Claus on a
Snow
snowboard.
World.
Yeah, that's about right for Epic. Okay. That gets us through the news. So, what are you guys playing? Deion? Oh, sorry. I went far left, and I was going to work my way in. Apologies there, Mike.
No, you're fine.
Nah, I mean, for me, honestly, I played a little bit of Division 2. I don't know. I think for all of us, it wasn't a
Yeah.
big gaming week. I don't know what it was. There's a lot going on. But for me, I played a little bit of Division 2. I mean, we're World Tier 5 now. We just need to level up to get the that high-end gear so that we can do the raid. But really, that's it, man. I want to get some more game time in this week. I don't know what I'm going to play, though. But I definitely want to get more game time in this week.
Okay, Mike.
I actually didn't turn on any one of my consoles at all this week.
Wow.
So yeah, it was pretty bad. That whole big life event that I've been talking about, it all comes to a head tomorrow at noon, and I am so excited because I could be an adult again. So
Wait, is
that
this all
means-
Project Goliath?
No,
Oh.
Project Goliath. You've heard about Project Goliath.
Everybody's heard about Project Goliath.
If you guys haven't heard about
Huge.
Project Goliath, come reach out to me in the Discord channel. I'll talk to you all about it. Yeah, so I'll actually have some free time again, and I'll be starting back up the Platinum grind, where I'll be hitting Days Gone pretty hard.
Nice.
I still have The Last of Us that I also wanted to go through. Not The Last of Us, The Walking Dead that I really wanted to go through as well. Finish up that final chapter. So that's pretty much it. So more to come, I guess, but nothing so far.
Yeah, I'm honestly similar boat. Barely booted it up, just with Mother's Day and all that stuff going on. So yeah, no squad mode this past week because of Mother's Day. I got to play a few more hours of Days Gone, and kind of like I said earlier, I'm enjoying it. It's not something I'm like super excited to go back and play and all that stuff, but I'm enjoying it enough that like I pop it on when I can. Did a little bit of Division 2, but really not much. I think my gear score is 450 something. So still got quite a few levels to go to get that raid status. This weekend, hoping to play some more Division 2. Supposedly no big plans this weekend. We'll figure that out as it goes, though.
MegaCon is this weekend.
Oh, shit. Yeah, MegaCon's this weekend. I'm probably not going to that. Kind of sad. It's weird.
I'm going on Saturday. Help Steve Nedley. He'll be out there in artist
Hell yeah.
stuff.
Shout out to
That will be
Steve.
on Saturday.
Yeah. Loyal squad member Steve Nedley. Usually in the chat. Probably getting ready for MegaCon though right now. So
He probably is.
that's awesome. So best of luck to Steve out there, and you might bring all those business cards. Just throw them in the air. The slightly salted squad business cards.
I will
everywhere.
have official slightly salted squad business cards at MegaCon. So come on out, stop at the booth, say hi.
Yeah.
I'll sign autographs if you guys really want. I don't know.
Just sign your head or your other body parts, whatever you want.
Yeah, that's it. You can sign my head. Come on out to
There it
Ooh.
is. There.
Everybody go sign Suraj's head. Done. Yeah, so this weekend, hoping to get some Division 2. I really do want to rent Rage 2. I might not do this weekend. The following weekend, Memorial Day weekend, is one of the potentially busiest weekends of the year for the company we work for. So I'm going to be very low-key at home, pretty much no plans. So I might do Rage 2 then, just when it's, if and when I can play it, play it, just in case anything goes on, because of on call and all that stuff. So we'll see. See how it goes. Chat, you guys playing anything right now? And while I ask that, are you guys up for playing anything tonight? Want to play some Division 2?
I can do that. I got 10 levels to go.
Deion? Yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do a little bit.
We're running over, so
Yeah, Yeah, and oversaturation, I'm pretending. I'm holding out hope that I'm going to be able to play some video games, so we'll see. Days
Usually on the
gone.
pause screen all weekend.
Not gonna lie, I've had that happen before. It's like, pause. Or online games, it's like, I'll be right back, and then it's like, I don't ever come back.
Disconnected because you were AFK.
Oops. So, not for the cultural clients. They're always in season. No comment. We're always in season. We just have
Don't
peak
jinx it.
seasons.
Yes. Come on, I want to play video games.
And I'm not sure if you oversaturation saying just saying was intentionally spelt Saiyan as in Dragon Ball Z
Obviously.
or not.
Of course it was.
So,
Yeah, obviously.
nerds.
Why you
You
gotta ask, bro?
nerds. God. Nerds.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to playing
Speaking of nerdy
D&D.
stuff, one thing we mentioned last week, but
Yeah.
I did not get a chance to talk about now, Raising Kratos.
Oh my
out
God.
on,
How did I
YouTube.
not put that on the agenda?
I know, I can't believe you didn't. So, Raising Kratos is the documentary done mostly pretty much the whole team over at Santa Monica Studios, covering that 4-year development process for God of War. Corey Barlog just basically had a camera with him, 400 hours of
Yeah.
video.
Oh my
or
God.
whatever. It's amazing. And especially for those of you guys who work in the tech industry, you kind of see those parallels between, what they're doing in games and what we're doing in our non-game related software. But at the end of the day, it's just software.
Yeah.
And if you don't have anything to do with software, getting a peek into what goes into making those games, the decisions that are made, the trials, the tribulations, all that stuff, it's very, very cool. It's free. It's on YouTube. Just search for Raising Kratos and spend the time and watch it. Very,
Yeah.
very cool.
I obviously, we kind of talked about it coming out and stuff like that. it released. I was expecting, 30, 45-minute documentary. 2 hours, 4K streaming on YouTube. It was like I got home from Detective Pikachu. It was like midnight. I wasn't quite ready for bed. I was like, oh, let me check YouTube. I was like, oh shit, this is on. Spent the next 2 hours watching that, just enwrapped on that. And it is so worth it because it is a very emotional story. Like, it's Cory Barlog going through the ups and downs of the development process of whether God of War was going to be good, whether they're going to hit timelines, whether it's going to be shitty. Several very emotional moments in it. It's well worth the watch. If you played God of War, especially, like if you played God of War at all, watch it. If you haven't, still watch it. But
also spoilers. But it was good.
Yeah. So, definitely worth a watch. The 4K stream, not gonna lie, that was a pretty awesome plus. I was like, oh shit, okay. Let's do this. Even the girlfriend watched, not quite all of it, most of it, and really enjoyed it, which not normally kind of her style. So
yeah, my wife too. That's so funny. She's not generally into that kind of stuff. And she, wow, this is really cool. Is this what you do? I'm like,
yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
More yelling from John, but yeah.
Way more yelling. People cry.
In the documentary.
Yeah,
Totally
people cry in
not. Totally not where we were. Definitely not.
No.
Definitely
Not like in real life.
Okay. Let's see. I'm not gonna read that comment. Not gonna jinx that. Okay, so we'll be back in let's say at 10:25. How about that? Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
And we'll be playing some Division 2. So, till next time, stay salted.
Bye, guys.
Bye.